Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the being with you only. Ah, sorry. Being your only hero. Oh man, where's that only coming from? Be your own hero show. Be your own hero show. I think what's messing me up is my hoodie. I've got my Morrison Golf Classic hoodie on instead of my hero hoodie. This is because I can't find my hero hoodie. I don't know what he did with it. I cannot find my hero hoodie. But today, as we know, is the what is it? I forget what we're calling it, but the day that things are a mix. Things are a mix. It's going with flow. Going with flow. So first things first is my hoodie. All right. I'm rocking the Morrison Golf Classic. My family has run a golf classic, a golf tournament for 21 years. 20 years. 20 years. 20 years. So, yeah, very cool. Very cool thing to be wearing. Very cool to be thing to be wearing. All right. So, what am I doing today? I don't have my notes up. I don't have my notes up. I'm tired. I don't know what's going on today. I don't know. I don't know. But let me just start from here. New Thought Media Network. Shout out to them for giving me this space and this opportunity do to do a show while recovering from a stroke. While recovering from a stroke. See how it goes. Quick disclaimer: I am not a personal trainer, nor am I a financial advisor. So if I give you something, run with it. Run with it and make something of it. All right, that's enough. That's enough of the preview stuff. Let's find the dice. Let's get into the Dice Man Challenge. Dice Man Challenge. Six. 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 Two sixes in a row. I think that's from me. I think that is a message from me because I got six yesterday and I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I decided not to move the $6 yesterday. And here we go, another six. So this was directly towards me. This was directly towards me. So all right, I accept universe. Because yeah, just because I'm stating these things doesn't mean that they're any easier for me. You know, sometimes I've gotten a better return on investment because I've been doing it for a while. But some days, some days it's hard. So I will move the $6. I don't know if I'm gonna move 12, but I will move six. I got the message. Okay, so today is the well I'm trying to think of the name. I still can't think of the name, but the Fun Filled Friday. Fun Filled Friday. And we're just gonna keep it loose and talk about what we talked about this week and get out of here a little bit quick. So first thing we talked about, well, maybe not first thing we talked about, but we talked about the 80 proven ways to be a millionaire. It's just out of my reach, so I'm just going to talk about it from here. 80 proven ways to be a millionaire. And we talked about that in terms of what's the word now? Uh, Interest, but compounding interest. Compounding interest. You want to find some place to put your money that has compounding interest, right? Whereas it moves slow at first, but then it starts moving very fast. As long as you can get past the sucker test. As long as you can get past the sucker test. If you can leave your money in there long enough to get past the sucker test, it will grow. It will grow. It will grow. But you have to find a place to put it where it has compound interest, right? And this actually reminds me of something. I think I'm gonna go off on a tangent of some kind. So I said yesterday that we don't talk to our children this way. And by what I meant was I was referencing going from broke. Going from broke. It's new a newish TV show that's on. Well, actually, I don't know how old that show is, so I better not say. Could be an old show that I'm just discovering. But in the show, they called out this woman and said, "Do you know how much money you'll have if you put this money away in a place that has compounding interest for a while, based on how old she is?" And she was like, "No, I don't know." And they told her 2.6 billion and 2.6 million, 2.6 million, and she was like, "What?" And she started giggling and couldn't stop giggling. But all she has to do is put that money in away. That's it. And I'll tell you, her husband, her husband was like, "What? What?" But anyway, never mind about her husband. So my point is, I was saying that we don't have conversations like this with with ourselves, with our significant others, with our children. We don't have those sessions. We don't have those sessions where we talk about these things, right? We talk about things, but not these things. And that's because most of them don't know the information to have the conversation, right? And so I got reminded, I got reminded that I am one of the people who was trying to have this conversation. I'm one of the people that's attempting to have this conversation. So I got a text message recently, and it was a text message saying, do you still have access to this?" Right? Now let me tell you what this was. This was a receipt written by me, written by me, typed out to a baby, woman who was a baby at the time, issuing $100, issuing me $100. That I was issuing her $100 of my money to her, right? And it had the checking amount, the account number, the account name, bank, and the amount of money that was going to be distributed per month, right? Now, her mom asked me about it, like, "Do you know where this is?" And I was like, "What? I don't even remember this." And then I started thinking. I was like, "Okay, let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think." And I did everything. I had to reach out to the bank, reached out to everybody, and I don't see any record of this anymore. The bank that I had that had the account with doesn't even exist anymore, right? So I was like, okay, all right. I've tried to be that person that has that talk with a, a child even before I had the information, even before I had all this information about compound interest and all of that stuff, right? So this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to honor the the what do you call it? The balance statement. I'm going to honor the balance statement. So $122 honoring the interest on the account would make it would add another $22. Would be $140, right? Unless I can find some more. Unless I can find some more. Like I've got to study now, put things into actual perspective and study what it would be via compound interest or via static interest, because I need to know for me. And this is what a great way to discover this. So I'll say this again. Based on what I wrote on this stick, based on what I wrote on the balance sheet, this amount should amount to $140 right now, right? and I intend to give her that money. But I'm also going to be doing my research and see if I can study how I could have put that money in a compounding interest thing. See, because what I'm trying to see is the difference between regular interest and compounding interest, because that could be significant. That could be significant. So regardless, you're gonna get your $100. You're gonna get your $100. You're gonna get your $100 plus plus interest plus interest. That'll be $140, guaranteed. Guaranteed. I promise. I promise. I'm gonna give you your money, girl. And I can't believe that I forgot about it. But intend to give you your money. But also, I want to be the kind of person that that embellishes all this new information now, all this new information, because I've talked to you about having an investment account, but I need to find out how I can go get an investment account for someone. Okay, so that's my that's really my news. That's really my news. I got there too quick, but that's my news for this week. I am going to make this account magically grow from where I am now. Yeah, and by the way, I should just mention the invoice was mentioned 2006. 2006, right? Like before any of this stuff, before I knew any of these things about investing now that I know now. So all right. So game on. Game on. I will intend to make this available for her. Okay, so that's it. That's what I want to get out the way. And what else did we talk about this week? I don't have my notes because I usually have my notes up. I don't have my notes up. What did we talk about this weekend? Oh, I talked about the police thing. Okay, so just to emphasize, someone asked me last night, like, "Hey, what happened? What happened?" Because she heard me mention the police at the door without explaining the whole thing. So for those of you just hearing this, how can I put this nicely? The police were at my door in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., like middle of the night. And there was no drama other than there being police at the door. And they told me that Fee King was downstairs. And I was like, oh, fantastic. And I became beatific in my smile and my demeanor. I was trying to make from that point forward, I was trying to make sure that the light was shining right on her Valentine's Day gift. I'm trying to get everything together, right? But my experience and Fee's experience were entirely different. And so, long story short, our doorman called the police, which was not something he should have done, but he did. Everything worked out fine. Everything worked out to the letter. Everything was great, but there needs to be some training with this employee about how to better manage this type of situation. So that's what happened, right? I don't want to get too far into the weeds and bushes again, but that's what happened. That this this employee made too much of a small thing. All right. So it's still being discussed here at the building, and we're still discussing it. So still putting it together. All right. And what else did we? Oh yeah, yeah. It wasn't funny then. I'm reading Fee King's note. Popo came up. It wasn't funny then. Yeah, it wasn't funny then, but it became funny since then. All right. So I don't know. I let me see if I can find my notes because my notes My notes are all off. I don't think so. I don't think so because I had my notes in a different kind of place. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think that's going to be it today. Um, let's see. Okay, I found my notes. Let me see if I can say something. Oh yeah, the price pool. The price pool is very doing very well. The price pool actually has an option where you can set it up to automatically take money out of your bank account and put it wherever it's supposed to go. Right? So mm, so basically you can set up we can set up amount to be distracting. You can basically set up a small amount to be removed from your primary checkings and moved over, and you don't have to then you don't have to think about it anymore. I'm thinking heavily about doing that, just letting it build and build and build. And so, oh, today's Friday. Oh, today's Friday. Oh, let me just check. Let me just check real quick. Let me see what happens. Let's see. Price pool, price pool, price pool, price pool. So you know what I'm looking for. Those of you that don't know, I'm looking for the weekly drawing. 4 hours. 4 hours. All right. 4 hours. All right. All right. So I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. You see how the excitement's got me now? The excitement's got me. So it's a fun thing to play with. It's a fun thing to play with. Okay. So I think I'm gonna have to get out of here early. I don't know why. Why I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm getting out of here the other day. I'm going to respond to some things in the Dice Roll chat. And thanks, V King, saying that I handled the doorman like a prince. Calling up the Dice Roll number was $6. $6. And I said that it's the universe reflecting itself back to me because I rolled $6 yesterday, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But this time, this is the universe saying, I'm going to give you $6 until you put your money aside. So that's that. All right. So I think that's it. I think that's it. I am going to, yeah, I think I'm going to, I guess I'm going to close out. I'm going to close out. Oh, Sunray Rain. You just posted her, Fee King. And I responded to her. Oh, I responded to her early in the week. Yes, I responded to her early in the week and talked to her about where to put her $3,000. Yeah, so I talked about that on Monday, I believe, and Monday or Tuesday, and I talked about how, yeah, she was asking what should she do with with 3 grand, and should she just put the money away? And I was saying, no, not unless you know what it is you're putting your money into. You've got to know what it is you're putting your money into. Because if you don't know what you're putting your money into, then you're gonna panic. You're gonna panic. So that said, if you are willing to spend some money to find out where to put your money, I would do that. I would do that. Now I've been with you folks for a long time, and I've talked about mm, dealing money, investing in the stock market, right? And how to invest in the stock market. But what that the shake and bake, the shake and bake is difficult. It is difficult for most people to handle because imagine, I mean, you don't have to imagine. If you look at any stock roll, you see that your stock is going to go down. It's going to go down. It's going to go down a lot over the next 1 to 2, 3 years, and you're going to want to take your three grand out before it gets down to zero. But you don't know that if you leave it in there long enough, if you leave it in there 5 years or more, then you're on easy street. But you've got to know that. You've got to know that in here. You got to know that in here. Otherwise, you won't. No one else explained to you will make sense to you. All right. All right. So I think I'm going to close out on that. Shake and bake. Shake and bake. I think I'm going to close out on that. And I'm gonna wait a minute. No, I'm responding to the comments again. No, just one book. One book is the 80 proven ways. 80 proven ways to become a millionaire. 80 proven ways to become a millionaire. I'm going to continue reading that book and speaking from that book because I can easily see how I could have picked up that book easily before the experiment that I told you about, the 2006 experiment with my friend's child, and the difference between me reading without that book and me reading it with that book. All right, so I hope that made sense, but I'm going to give the money back regarding this book that I'm reading. So that's it. All right. So I guess I'm going to close out. I'm going to see you next weekend. Yeah, next weekend. And I'll see you later. All right. Peace.